In this video, I decided to spend over $2,000 building the best racing sim setup I can think of, and here's how I did it.
The first step in this process was the research, because honestly I knew nothing about racing sims, and then I made a huge list of products that I wanted to buy. Then I took that straight to Amazon.
So I ended up placing all the orders for the parts that I needed, and trust me, you're gonna want to see the end result. Alright y'all, so it has been about 3 days since I ordered the packages, and luckily they have all arrived. As you can see, we have all of our gorgeous packages right here, so we have to go ahead, pick one, and start going with the unboxing. We got to move this big thing out of here, but first, we want to build the racing sim in this area right here, and honestly, I have my projector set up right there, so I'm gonna have to clean that up really quick. And now we have to find a mystery tool to actually cut open that, and honestly, I think this lighter will do. Okay, so this just happened to be the seat instead of the actual monitor stand, so we're gonna have to get that package over there because that's actually gonna be what we're gonna need. Just kidding. Yeah! Here you guys can kind of see what we're going for. So we actually have the stand when it's going to be built right here. And then what we're going to put on is that big old 49-inch curved monitor that's on my bed right now. As you can see, we have a lot of parts, so I'm just going to have to go ahead and get going with this build because it's going to be a long one, folks. This though, y'all, we got ourselves some nice little magnets. That's some cute aura.
Once I took everything out of the bubble wrap, I started by connecting the legs so I could start building the base of the monitor stand. The instructions were a little bit difficult to understand, but once you get the hang of it, then you can keep rolling from there.
Alright you guys, so I actually did not read this, but it wants you to actually put a washer in front of every bolt that you use, and I got them right here. So the thing that I just put on is gonna have to get taken off real quick, but it's all good. It's a quick fix. I'm glad that we caught it early. Okay, so issue number one, they want us to actually set this thing up, and as you can see, like, we have to mount that through this way, and it wants us to stand on this piece right here. So I don't know how they want us to stand it up on this being the base. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip a step. What I'm gonna do is just put the wheels on now. That way it's actually gonna be able to sit on something, because that's what I kind of assume is gonna actually hold it up.
As I mentioned earlier, the instructions were a little bit hard to understand because I don't know how you would put the legs up if the bolt was there, but we figured it out.
Alright you guys, so at least it stands now. I'm hoping that's not gonna give us any trouble later, but we should be good. So yeah, got her standing, wheels are on. So let's just build that again. Alright you guys, as you can see, we have officially completed both of the legs. The next step though is that we have to put these triangle brackets right here on these little holes right here, just so we can go ahead and secure them. But once we're done actually putting these brackets on, then we can go ahead and keep going with this entire build. So it doesn't actually say on the instructions, but I'm just gonna go ahead and actually assume that we have to use these little bolts to actually secure them, because otherwise they would just fall off. So just gonna use my intuition here. Now guess what? Let's do it again. Hey, y'all, look at my fan right now. You know what I say? All right, got those boys in there.
Now, this was the first part of the build that actually gave me some real trouble. Because I had no way of keeping them perpendicular, I didn't know how to install them perfectly flush together, and as you can hear, it was aggravating. But after that slight hiccup, I was able to actually connect them perfectly, and then that way we could keep going. The next step involved me putting 2 more beams into the main one, that way I could get ready to put the monitor on, and that part was super easy.
Alright you guys, we are very close to being done with this, but now we actually have to decide where we want to put this thing, which is where our monitor is going to sit. So I think this is going to be good. I think 3 holes from the top and then kind of right in the middle, so then the monitor can just lay across like this, and then we'll be sitting down in our cockpit, and it should be a good height. And boom, just like that, y'all, I believe we have completed our first part to the puzzle. It's looking pretty clean. Okay, yes, I jacked up the stickers, guys, but like no one's looking at those anyway. I just wanted to make sure this one was on the middle, so we're good, trust me. And for those of you wondering, no, I did not buy like a separate manual shifter because I don't plan to do that. I'll just play with the paddles at least for now, and then I can eventually upgrade to an actual manual shifter because the wheels that I have also have a clutch. But before we go ahead and try and mount this freaking massive 49-inch monitor, I'm gonna need some assistance. One thing that's always so frustrating when doing these kind of builds is that you actually have to hand tighten everything. But luckily with the sponsor of today's video, Fiftyzz cordless screwdriver, you don't have to worry about any of that.
So like I mentioned, this is a high quality electric screwdriver that works amazing for small and medium jobs, and it even has power to do the high level job. Now, coming from a guy who builds setups pretty frequently, using a basic screwdriver can get so annoying, especially if it's at a tight angle and not being able to fully turn it. But this screwdriver eliminates that problem, and it worked amazing with this build.
Okay, look, so then they have the different modes, like 1, 2, 3, and then they have like the forward, and then they have if you need to actually reverse something out of there. That is so fire.
Using this tool saved me so much time when checking if my screws worked with my standoff. On lower modes, it has an amazing battery life and it's built to fit perfectly and naturally in your hand. The screwdriver comes equipped with a ton of different bit options, so there's a lot of variety whenever you need to use them.
Just like this Phillips head right here, it's locked and loaded. Like, I really genuinely support this product because it's always something that I feel like I'm having to struggle with when I'm like turning my hand, I have to get awkward angles. But with this, it's just so simple. If anything I said at all interests you, you can get 43% off this screwdriver with my code, first link in the description. So we're gonna have to wait to mount the monitor until I have some assistance, but for now we can go ahead and actually go with the play seat. That's like the actual seat part of it with like the cockpit and then the stand for the wheels and the pedals. So yeah, we can get going with this one now. These are supporting a 49-inch monitor. So hopefully it doesn't break. Y'all know what time it is. So we have all the parts for the seat set out, but we have to go ahead and actually get them out of their packaging. So I'll just do a quick little time lapse of me getting all that done.
First step for the play seat was that I had to put these two little stands on the bottom of the seat so obviously it could stand up.
We got one done, but y'all know my motto for this episode. You already know if there's gonna be two things on the side that we gotta do, let's do it again. All right, y'all, maybe it might be me, but I think it's low-key coming together a little bit. We got the seat set up, we got the thing ready for the monitor, so hey, I think it's gonna be clean. But of course, we can't sit in this flimsy chair because why would that be good, especially when we lean back. But we got the seat propped up, as you can see. We're actually not gonna be able to sit in it like that because we have some support beams, so we don't lean back and the entire thing freaking topples over.
So as I mentioned, I went ahead and started to secure the support beam so that way we could kind of have some perpendicular force acting against the chair. Luckily for me, the play seat was really easy to assemble because basically everything just got hand tightened down with an Allen wrench.
And we got the other one. Well, that's not going there. It's kind of small screws to secure them, but hey, there we go. All right, there's one. All right, boom. This is what we have assembled so far. It's looking honestly pretty good, but I want to go ahead and get through a decent amount of that actual playset first before I see you guys with another update. So basically, I'm just going to keep working on it for now, and the next time you're going to see me, it's just going to be when we have a decent amount of it done, and then we're close to being able to finish it up. So as you can see, I did a little bit of mining off camera. In all seriousness, I have like the pedal section kind of built up. I have it laid out for when I want to finish it, and then I also adjusted the little stands on the monitor stand so the monitor wouldn't be as high up. So haven't done too much, but honestly, I think we should be almost done with this play seat. I think they kind of just want us to start putting the things together. As you can see, we have it laid out. We just have to like push it all and compartmentalize it. And now, y'all, we have the final piece to our puzzle. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. And this time, we're bringing out the big guns. And for y'all that didn't see earlier, but we did get ourselves the Logitech G923. I did a pretty decent amount of extensive research about just racing sim in general, and I found that this is a pretty good borderline between like good feedback but also good entry level, not like super crazy hard setup and just compatible with everything. So, and for those of you wondering, no, I did not buy like a separate manual shifter because I don't plan to do that. I'll just play with the paddles at least for now, and then I can eventually upgrade to an actual manual shifter because the wheels that I have also have a clutch. Okay, y'all, it was a tough little process. As you can see, we had to get out all the tools, but as you can see, we have now made it happen. For an FYI, this monitor is the Anakin 4Q91S. It's 240 Hertz and it's 49 inches ultra wide. Bro, this thing is tough. So for now, let's finally reshift our focus to the final piece of the puzzle, which is our wheel and our pedal, and I guess our PS5 too. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug this stuff in because I think that you need to have some power towards the wheel and the pedals. So I'll just put an extension cord in that outlet behind it, and then we can start powering everything up. My question is though, call me a noob, but like, how do I get the pedals to stay? Because like the stand is here, and it's like, am I supposed to like nail them in the back? Because like it's just gonna keep Yep, told you. I guess I'll just start digging around. But before I do that, I'm also gonna do a quick cleanup of this area so that way it's not disgusting when we have to get onto the game. I'll just see y'all when this is clean, then I start looking for a solution for my pedals. So I figured out my problem, y'all. I don't know why, but I decided to angle it at this height, and then obviously the retractable like grip on the back of it isn't gonna work on an angle, so I just have to like move the screw down, so that'll be an easy fix. But yeah, we're plugging most of the things in. We can go ahead and grab our PS5 to get ready to be plugged in. Hey y'all, it's looking like we might be coming to the end of it. I think she's looking good, so I'm very, very excited for the final reveal. All right, y'all, we got everything plugged in. PS5's there, monitor's there. I think honestly we're all done. It feels so surreal because I've been working on this for like the past 7 hours straight. And I know the cable situation is horrible, guys, but I promise once you see the reveal, there's definitely going to be a lot more cable management. I'm just trying to make sure everything is good to go right now. Let's hit the PS5. Oh my gosh, the wheel's freaking moving. All right, y'all, and with that, let's go ahead and hit boom. Oh, yeah, well, that was anticlimactic. All right, so as you guys can see, I've been running a little bit of gameplay on this thing. I hopped into like some random world tour mode where you just like race for credits, and I'm gonna be honest, I've been spending a lot of time on this thing off camera. It's honestly pretty scary how addicting this kind of gameplay is. You can like feel everything in the wheel and the pedals, dude. This thing is crazy. I don't know if you guys saw during the gameplay, but the quality of this monitor in person is actually insane. Like, I don't know how you have such good quality on a 49-inch ultra-wide monitor, but so I'll drop a link to this one along with the other products that I have in my sim racing setup if you guys want to check any of them out. So yeah, guys, with that, we have finally finished building our gorgeous, gorgeous sim racing setup. I think it is amazing. I've literally spent like 2 hours just playing it before I even filmed this outro. So if that says anything, then you know what I mean. I appreciate you so much for staying this far in the video. If you enjoyed, please let me know by dropping a like, dropping a sub. That's how I know you like my other content. And yeah, let's get one final montage reveal of the setup. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Emotions, we did things that we didn't have to do. Better you leave, not so lies when you watch with the truth. I second guess if you the one, it's when I didn't have a clue. Envy Martin and Gina, but we ain't think about behind the scenes. The way I kill it, lose her voice when she trying to scream. We from the trenches, we moved on to the finer things. Now you don't went from H&M to a designer fiend. He was playing games.